Hey everyone. Hi Laura. Hey my love. Yeah, well I'll hand it straight over to Laura because she sent me a great message. Yeah, talk us through and yeah, brilliant.
All right. Um, well, coming through this course with you, I've had a lot of insights. I've had a lot of shifts. I've had, I'm dealing with processing conditioned beliefs and all the way back through childhood and things that have brought me, that I believe have brought me to this place where I am right now in dealing with my relationships and life. And so I thought it just came to me yesterday that, I've really spent my whole life in a seeking mode, really looking for that connection through various spiritual means and church and meditation, all of it. I could go down the list, the laundry list. Um, and looking for the joy, the love, the happiness that I already am,
Mm,
and that you have helped me recognize. And the way that I've come to you is no mistake, because there is a story behind that, that brought me to you. Um, and so the thing that's the cosmic joke that I'm getting is that I'm using my mind to find what is hiding, what's there.
yeah.
And so I get, my question was, is that enough to see that that's what's going on or not? So that was the first part of what
Yeah.
I sent you.
I love that. I love that. And I was yeah, I don't think it's any bad thing using the mind in this way. It gets a bad rap, the mind does, I think, often. But actually it is very logical and it is rational and it can come to terms, I think, with what it doesn't know, you know. Um, but in terms of is it enough, I think that's where it gets exciting because that's where we now start, instead of starting to try to control, instead of doing what we used to do, which is controlling life, really trying to control life, trying to have the right experiences, be the right sort of person, have the right emotions. Now I think it's like a watershed moment now where enough has been seen for us to move towards or to be intimate with life without that protection, without that um, old way of withdrawing or hiding, and instead moving into life to see what will be revealed about where there is still areas of dense conditioned belief that create suffering and create a sense of isolation or a need to fight or flight and
Mhm.
so I think
Mhm.
it's like a massive turnaround. That moment I think is really cool because it's really pivotal. Instead of trying to control, there's like a, all right, bring it on, let's see. Let's see, I'm ready. I've got the capacity now to yeah, to see what's there, really, to be present to whatever life is going to reveal.
Right, right. And I had the thought last night, um, you know, when I wake up in the morning, I think we've talked about this, the chatter starts,
Yeah.
whatever it could be with, the person that around the person that I'm seeing, it could be whatever, it doesn't even matter.
Mm.
But I used to say to myself, no, 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 no. You know, let's let's get centered. Let's stop all that. And so last night I had the realization that I have to allow it all
Oh, wow. Yeah.
and be compassionate with it and love it. And
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just in tears because that's what I've been doing, is trying to um, manage
Yeah.
the unmanageable,
Yeah.
really.
Brilliant, Sarah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to manage the unmanageable.
Yeah.
Impossible, literally impossible. So great to see.
Yeah. And I think that is what is allowing all of these things to come to me.
Yeah.
All of these memories, all of these feeling, all of it is
Yeah.
because I'm allowing it and I'm not blocking it and trying to control it. And I have lived my life with a very thick armor,
Yeah.
um, with myself and others.
Yeah.
And it's it's I want instant,
Mm.
and I'm realizing that it's not instant.
Yeah. That's so
It
good.
needs to be healed. It needs to be healed. It needs to be felt, and it needs to be healed and be recognized.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm doing.
I love every word of that. I love every word because, and that's why, people come on courses like this and it feels like they feel worse sometimes, or they're having anger when they've never felt anger, or there's fear when they've only ever felt anger before and never fear, and and so they think there's something wrong with what they're doing because they're after that peaceful state of mind. But actually, like what you're saying, it's the total opposite, is that in allowing it, we go through all the emotions, and including like the deepest, inner, most pushed down aspects of our being that we just had no capacity for before. There wasn't the space for it. It wasn't safe even to feel these things, and now it's safe, and we really can feel it, and it's in the feeling, isn't it, that they're allowed finally to pass through, or they're so allowed to be there that these emotions, there's no fear around having them, and so it doesn't matter. It is literally like the weather coming in,
Right.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
that's another enormous turning point, when because that availability. So like it's beautiful, like you waking up in the morning, and instead of no, 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 I can't feel, I mustn't feel that, there's real curiosity and openness to whatever the mind suddenly creates in that moment. And and so now from that space, instead of, like, it's that switch now, isn't it, to really having it, curiosity, feeling, presence, so healthy. Yeah. Yeah, and talking about it, like you're saying, memories coming up, it might be there's things there to talk about and to resolve in that way also, so
Completely. And I just so happen to have a very dear friend who is going through the same sort of healing process with her trauma.
right.
And we're able to talk to each other on a
Yes.
very deep level. And there's no coincidence that this is happening
Yeah.
with both of us at the same time. So it's wonderful to have that loving presence of another human being, that
Yeah.
I can voice these things and be validated
Yeah.
for what's happening.
Absolutely.
I'm just waiting for that big sob, because
Yes. Yeah.
like I just haven't broken down, and I don't know why. Somehow I feel like I have to.
Mm,
have that gut wrenching sobbing. I've heard somebody else on this, on our course, describe that in
mm.
a call with you. And I thought, well, why hasn't that happened to me? What's wrong with me? Like, what am I holding back? I mean, then I start questioning, you know, um,
Yeah.
but I just can't force anything.
No, and it might not be there even. It might not
Yeah,
be necessary. Yeah,
right.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's really beautiful as well. That and it's ironic that in a conversation really about there being no separate controlling self, that the way of this releasing and unfolding and opening up is so totally unique, isn't it? It's so
Yeah,
completely individual, and that's so beautiful as well. It's yeah. There's no comparison in this. It's just literally absolute unique expression in form in that moment.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Laura, so great. It's so great. You've got this. There's this beautiful joy and glow to you.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really lovely to hear what you're saying. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Um, I had another thought. Well, I think the second half of my question, um, yes, um, I had a really cool experience last week. I live close to a lake, and I was walking around the lake, and the sun was going down, and it was just so stunningly beautiful, and birds on the water. And I felt for a moment that there was no separation between me and the entire landscape of where I was. Like, none.
Yes.
It didn't last,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah. But yeah.
it was there,
Mm,
and it was beautiful.
yeah.
And that's my, like, you've talked about other teachers, and you've talked about, having these experiences, these awakenings,
Mm, mm,
of either being a lightning bolt like Sid Banks,
mm,
or gradually
mm.
over time. And I feel like I'm the educational variety. And in a way, it's because of my busy mind and my wanting to investigate everything that, it the lightning bolt doesn't happen, because the mind is in the way. The mind is always in the way. So I don't know. I know you've said, don't give the mind a bad rap, but I feel like it's kind of what's been holding me back from having that.
Um, we can't know that, really. We can't know that because and this is where I think like also another nice pivotal um period or realization is that so a very active mind is very analytical, inquiring, a mind that like a seeking mind really is awesome. It's really awesome. It's a superpower to have that investigative approach and and that energy of mind as well. And all that was happening was that it had been set off to find something it couldn't find, and that was all. But the process of it, the the sort of fullness of it, the engagement of it, the inquiry of it is can now with everything that you're saying here, there's no more that whole search of the mind to find peace, for example. So cool what you've seen, that is over. And so, and that doesn't mean that we're mindless, does it? It means that we still have that full mental extraordinary capacity, but it's no longer engaged in a futile search. It's now like in a place of genuine inquiry of what you saw on the lake, like what is that, what is, what is reality, what am I, where am I in that, what is it, what's going on? And that's now I think what happens is you go into a virtuous circle where everything, the mental faculty, the emotional capacity, um, the full intelligence of being, all of it is now it's released from its confusion, and now it's set free just for intimacy and inquiry and experience, sensual experience of a world of form, with with no with no illusory self anymore to try to secure.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and now your mind, that beautiful mind, comes into its own. Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So never think of your mind as a problem. It would just totally naturally, because of what it had been told, what had been learned. It was trying to do something it couldn't do.
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's awesome. I just love it. I love that. And that's what we are talking about really in our coherence section. Like everything now is in the realm of the possible, really. When before it was all in the
Yes.
realm of the impossible. We were like you were saying, we're trying to manage the unmanageable, and everything, the body, the thoughts, the beliefs, the mind, the emotion, everything was engaged in that attempt.
Right.
And
Yes.
now that attempt's over. So we're in the realm of possibility. And who knows what will come, my angel, in that space for you. Yeah.
A lot.
For sure.
Things could get different.
We see it. Yeah, we see it.
Oh, yeah, I do. And even like the little things,
Yeah.
it's like I remember hearing you say, umbrellas get put up,
Oh,
like
yeah.
things, life, the mundane, the
Yeah.
things that you just do in the course of a day without all the chatter.
Yeah.
It's so nice
Yeah.
because I'm just I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just focused in a different way
Yeah.
when all of that isn't going on. Although I have to say, with all of this memories and what I'm going through with
Oh,
processing all of this, I'm finding myself very distracted
yeah.
and forgetting things, and
Yeah.
just not not completely with it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I'm recognizing it, and it's okay that
Yeah.
I am that
That makes
I'm
sense too, doesn't it?
yes, it does.
Mm. Yeah. Because I think we underestimate. It's like when people listen to subliminals often. I think they need more water because of the amount of energy that brain is using up in this sort of in these shifts that are happening. More fresh air. Sometimes they get headaches. Sometimes they feel a bit sort of, sort of a bit woozy and things like that. And I think we underestimate really what is going on in that brain, really. And when like you say, like things are being processed that might have been pushed away for so long, and now they're being allowed out, and it's an entire system um, engagement with it, isn't it? It's
Mhm.
physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's everything. And yeah, so absolutely, let's just like a computer that is engaged in really heavy work, heavy download of something, and we just close everything else, just let it do that, and it's fine.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it is.
Oh, darling, there's such light in your eyes. Oh, yeah, like cheeky life is.
Well, I feel just really blessed to know you
Oh,
and
thank
to
you.
have found you. And when I read your first book, coming to you through Michael Neal, you were on his podcast, and
Yeah,
that's where I first heard you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I've given your book to my daughter, the first one.
Yeah.
It just resonated. And as you say, there's a lot of teachers that have different, it's all the same message, but maybe the way of imparting it is different. And you really resonated with me. And so I just feel very blessed to have found you.
Same here, Laura. Thank you for saying that. I'm so glad that we get this conversation together.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, my love.
You're
Thank
welcome. Thank you for
you.
doing what you do.
You just
For
carry
being Claire, the Clareness of Claire.
on. Oh, you're so gorgeous. Right. Oh, thanks, my love. So I'll see you Monday.
Yes, ma'am. All
Yeah,
right. Have a
brilliant.
good weekend.
Yeah, you too, Angel. Big
Okay.
love.
Bye.
Bye, darling. Bye.
Bye.